call it Mark show was Jordan was a complete like we were in the office and I was just like, guys, I need to find a name to name this thing. Let's just write it down as a Mark show for right now and then we'll name it. We went through like ecom spotlight, all type of different things, and then my office manager was like, why not just use the Mark show? And I was like, I guess. So excuse me. Yeah, well, I have to get used to it. So I'm just saying, excuse me, guys on YouTube. I'm really trying to get used to this Mark show thing, but yeah. So we're live. YouTube has caught up. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. Jordan, you want to introduce yourself really quickly to who you are for those who don't know?
Sure. Yeah. Hey everyone. My name is Jordan. I'm the CEO of OA Genius. We're in product research, inventory, price and order management tool for online arbitrage dropshipping. We started with our focus in Amazon Marketplace selling and are slowly creeping our way into Walmart dropshipping as well. Anything else you'd like to know about me can be asked in the chat in the questions side. And I think this was supposed to be just like a live Q&A, right?
Right. So we'll do quick. I want to talk about. So if you guys look at the thumbnail and the title, I kind of what's up Facebook user. I want to talk about what it takes to sell $1 million for a year, first of all, and then should you even set the goal to sell $1 million this year, secondly, and then we could just talk about drop shipping and so on, and then take the question and answers, right? But sure. Just before I get into that, I know you guys mainly focus on Amazon. If you guys want to try out OA Genius, there's a link in the description for the free trial, right? But I know the answer to this question, but have you seen anyone on the Amazon side sell $1 million a year? How common is it? Like, what is your opinion of selling $1 million a year on Amazon? We'll get to Walmart after, but just on Amazon.
Yeah, I'd say that's a very good goal. That's the first goal to reach, right? I think it's totally doable. I think it's doable within the first year and a half. So not like if you started tracking like 6 months into dropshipping on Amazon, and continued full force, I think you could easily be at 100 grand from the 6 month period to the 1.5 year period. So yeah, I think it's definitely a very attainable goal. I think it's a great goal to have in mind, especially if you're targeting like a 10% profit margin on that, which is also totally doable. And especially if you're layering on cash back into that, then it's a super attainable goal, and I think it's a very good goal because at 10% gross profit margin, you're looking at like 100K in profit.
Yeah, and that's on Amazon. I'm gonna run some numbers I've been looking at on Walmart, but yeah, that's on Amazon, correct?
Yeah, and I'm saying that like sort of unenthusiastically, $100,000 in profit, like that's a lot of money. But it's I guess the reason why I'm a little unenthusiastic about it is because like I think we're sending out like plaques this year to people who some of our users who attain that, and it's a lot of people.
Really? Oh, so you're not sending out? That's interesting.
Yeah, we thought it'd be nice to do like a little award. Welcome to the OA Genius Lab. So yeah, we're sending them out, and we had quite a bit of people who reached that. A nice bit of our user base. It's like, maybe like 30%.
Wow.
We're hitting the $1 million mark. The next goals were like 2.5 million and 5 million. Those were a little bit more difficult. We only have like a few sellers doing over 5 million a year.
It will be interesting when you get those actual numbers. Could we do another video in a few weeks? Whenever you have the numbers to do live, and like if it would be epic if you could invite one of those users on YouTube. If you think they're willing to do it.
Yeah, of course. What do you want? 1 million or 2.5? I think the 5 million is going to be more difficult.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 1 million or 2.5.
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Either way, that'll be interesting.
Of course. Yeah, 100%. We'll definitely do that. I have the numbers. I just don't have them in front of me. So like those awards are already going out. So
All right. So let's do this. Let's plan for today's Wednesday. Maybe by next week, a live with me and you just going over the numbers.
yeah,
And
sure.
then out of those people, if you could invite when they get the rewards, if you could invite one of them to do live with the
Yeah.
award on the thing, that would be
Yeah.
cool also.
Sure. That sounds good.
All right. So yeah, so guys, I want to go over. So we were just talking about the $1 million a year on Amazon, and I just want to go over just a few points and some basic mathematics about doing $1 million on Walmart, and then we'll take the question and answer. One more thing before I do that, Jordan.
Yeah.
You said that seems like a decent goal. Do you think that most dropshippers even set goals?
Oh, I hope so. But I guess I need to separate myself from the rest of the business owners here, right? But yeah, I always love to run any business by setting goals. If there's no goals to meet, no tasks to cross off, and no cards to move in your Trello board, then
Yeah.
there's it's kind of hard to meet these sort of things. It doesn't matter how you're tracking your activity and your goals, and where it could be in a simple notepad on your desktop. But yeah, certainly you should be having these goals. And right, so like I wanted to break down the numbers a little bit further. Just you said you wanted to get into it as well. But
Yeah. You can break it down.
like $1 million equates to 83K monthly. And
are you looking? Wait, are you looking at my document? Because that's funny.
I got mine up on my other screen, but yeah, no, it's like 83K, 83.3 a month, and that's 2,700 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't start there. You start at $100 a day, and then your next goal is $1,000 a day. I just need to do 10 times that, and then I just need to do 3 times that, right? And so every day, like when I started drop shipping, 6-7 years ago, my goal was to make $100 a day. That was my first goal, like in profit. And I was like, wow, I just made $3,000. My day job only pays, I get to take home 6,000, or which is a nice salary. It's 100 grand a year,
Right.
but I made 3,000 of this other thing that I'm working at nights. Like I'm working all night like an animal. Don't get me wrong, and I'm tired during the day, but I'm going back at it the next night. I'm like, I want to make $100 a day.
Right.
Actually, I made it, and then I'm like, okay, cool. So is it even possible for me to make $500 a day? And I'm like, that would just be crazy, right?
Right.
And then you just work and you grind and you get there, right? Like you just, without the goals, you're never going to get to these places, right? It's like these things don't happen by mistake.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked that because with me, so guys, if you want to join the Walmart dropshipping group, there's a link in the description on Facebook to that. But the reason why I brought that up is the more I interact with like people that are now getting into dropshipping, the more I realize that most of the new dropshippers don't set goals. And then I found myself like almost judging them. I was like, how could you not set goals?
You see me shaking my head.
Exactly. I found myself like, how? But then in the interaction, then I realized a lot of these guys are just not. This is the first time to get into a business, and when a lot of people, when they have a job, most of the times their bosses will set their goals and they have to hit the goals and that type of thing. And then getting into the drop shipping and to us talking about $1 million, by breaking it down, it helps people realize how attainable it is, and then it helps them to set goals. So that's also why sometimes I struggle to make content, because like if you look at what a lot of YouTubers do, they make all these videos about step by step or beginners, and I just can't talk about that every day. That's annoying, right? But for me personally, I apologize, right?
Yeah.
But when I interact, what I try to do is interact with a lot of beginners to figure out what type of content to create. And then that whole goal setting thing, I'm just like, how could you not set goals? So that's where I kind of came back and started to try to do more of these videos with numbers so that people could understand how to like be accountable to themselves like on a daily basis and just try to get that day done and then like extrapolate from there to get to these $1,000,000, right?
Yeah, the easiest way to get there is to be organized and be determined to hit these goals, right? But organization in any business is one of the most important things. Organization, determination, just grit, ability to fight, and and ability to maneuver quickly. So like, not everything is so straightforward in drop shipping, and nor is it in any business. And the ability to adapt and change your footwork and move sideways sometimes in order to move forward is one of the most important things. I mean, I personally use Trello. It's a free project management organizational tool. We use it for OA Genius as well, but I use it for my personal tasks and any personal business that I have going on also. And that just helps me organize myself and just move, like jot down a task, one task at a time, let 4 or 5 stack up, and then move them around, into in progress and done. And that's how I organize myself, and that's how I check things off of a list.
Okay. So I want to share my screen. It's some of the basic math that you just brought up. That's how I was like, but it talks about, it goes backwards from like $1 million, but it also talks about some other decisions that you have. It kind of touch points on other decisions that you have to make in this drop shipping space, right? So let me just share my screen really quickly and see. Let me know if you can see. Could you see this, the document I have here?
Yes, sir.
I want to make sure you guys can see it on YouTube, because sometimes YouTube has been screwing up. But I have the video on, like, not a YouTube restream, but I have the video on here. But guys, what you're looking at, I'm gonna cover. I want you guys to smash the like button. We're gonna go over what it takes to sell $1 million a year. Different like kind of things that I've thought about in the past years on what to sell, how to set goals and that type of thing. And then I'll lower down, even figure out if you should, right? So as Jordan brought up earlier, if you want to sell $1 million a year, which I would challenge all of you guys watching this and all of you guys who have a Walmart account to try to achieve selling $1 million a year, just because it's a milestone. Like, us humans like to set milestones. People like to talk about millionaires and all this nonsense. So I think $1 billion is like a nice number to accomplish in a year, right? So $1 million a year would equate to $83,000 a month, right? With, if it's 84,000, you're talking about $2,800 a day. Now, as Jordan brought up earlier, you can try to get to 100 a day and then 1,000 a day and get to 3,000 a day. But one of the other things that I like to take into consideration is how many sales you need to accomplish per day to get to that amount, because it will give you an idea. I kind of try to connect how many listings I have to list every day to how many sales I get every day, and then also make a conscious decision if I want to sell a lot of cheap items or a lot of expensive items. But some of the times you cannot make that decision because of the platform, right? So like Amazon, I think Amazon is very competitive. If you had to sell $5 million a year with only high ticket items, I think that would be relatively difficult. What do you think about that, Jordan?
Sounds right. Yep.
You know what I mean? So a lot of the guys selling 2 million, 5 million, so on Amazon, kind of like a lot of the items are a lot of low ticket. But you guys have the auto ordering, so it works out, right? But on Walmart, I personally don't like to sell really cheap items. That is me personally. On Walmart, I've been able to stick to around an average on one of the small accounts I have to about $100 a sale. Yes, I have to list a lot more, but if I want to sell $1 million a year, I will only have to process 28 sales a day. Now, if I drop that average sale price down to $40 a day, $40 an item, if I want to sell $1 million a year, I would have to sell 70 sales a day at $40 an item, right? So when you guys are looking at what's happening on a daily basis, you can look at sales, you can look at the cost of the item that you sell. You can look at how many listings you listed every day, and you can look at the profit margin. You see what I'm saying? And
I think people should be targeting, somewhere in between those two numbers, between 40 and 100 average sale price.
Okay, and what? That's just from like all the accounts that you've seen, like that type of mid-range price would give you. Because I like to list some of the cheap items because it sell more regularly, so you get that kind of dopamine hit that you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
And if you do that the right way, then obviously that helps your metrics, right?
Right, exactly.
Your top line, and so then your bottom line can defer a bit.
Yeah, I personally use the cheap items to motivate myself on a daily basis. But you're right. On these platforms, you have to keep really good metrics. And then the other thing that you want to look at as well is profit margin. There's an account that we manage that sells about $40,000 a month, and it was relatively easy. Not relatively easy for a beginner dropshipper. So let me put that disclaimer out there. But it's relatively easy for someone like myself and my team to optimize this account to get to 35% margin, right? So, because something that you showed me, Jordan, I'm not going to see it on the live, but something that you showed me with product research on OA Genius, and I'll tell you when you come off the live, and some other stuff that I've done, I was able to get relatively easy, get these accounts to a few accounts of $40,000 a month at 35%, but I don't have enough accounts at $100,000 a month to have an actual number. Like that 25% that I have here was just based on one account, right? But I don't at Walmart. You're getting much higher margins than Amazon. But when you're scaling to that $1 million mark, you also want to calculate how much in my opinion, your net profit is going to go down, right? It's going to be difficult to be selling $100,000 a month at like 50% margins, as opposed to some of the accounts we selling like 15, 20,000 a month at 50%, right? But you want to look at what profit margin you're making at like 40, 50,000. And then when you're getting up to like the 70, 80, 90,000, you want to look at what profit margin you're there as well. Because like, Jordan, as you know, there's some people selling millions of dollars at 4 or 5% margin, right? But then you might be able to make the same amount of money by selling $500,000 at 50% or whatever. I'm not doing the math here, but you understand what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. I mean, and I know those numbers from Amazon. I don't, it's a little more vague on Walmart because because of how new it is, but also because of how new it is. And the accounts that I'm seeing are I mean, like typically the margins are much better. And so you don't have to sell as much to make the same or more money. That's what I've been seeing so far.
Right. And it'll be interesting to see a lot more data and to see, it'll be cool to see someone sell $5 million a year on Walmart with like a higher margin. That's what I want to see.
They will. That's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen. It's we're not. I don't think we're far from that. But it's definitely something to look out for. I don't think we have anybody that's doing that yet.
Okay.
But it's just although the Walmart Marketplace is not new, it's new for drop shippers.
Yeah. Like a couple of people have been in it for a long time. It's kind of like,
but like low key, very
low key.
Yeah.
So have you met anyone doing it for more than like 3 years? Drop shipping on Walmart Marketplace?
No.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that. Like the people who I've met, like I've been doing it for almost a year now because of Saeed. But the people I've met, I haven't met anyone that's doing it for like 4 or 5 years.
No, I don't know anybody like that.
Because the marketplace has been open for a few years, no?
Yeah, a bunch of years. So I think it was 2016 when I did the partnership between Informed and Walmart, formerly App Eagle and Walmart. So that was 2016, which means the marketplace had already been open because that was a big initiative for them to get repriced LinkedIn into their platform, and we helped them build out their API integration, which they haven't iterated on much since then.
Really?
Yeah, that API is just like super simple and like it's file based and all the rest, but it's it's not very good, and the information that you get is not very good.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that was 2016, so that's like 5 years ago already.
Yeah, yeah, because I actually had a call with a client today. We got him approved, but he was telling me that like he had applied in 2017 and got denied. And
Really?
like, well,
Yeah,
no, they didn't get denied. They just never responded.
yeah, yeah. So that's that. I think it's getting a little bit easier, but also a little bit easier for for people who have their ducks in a row. So like you really have to know how
Right.
to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So all right, so guys, smash the like button. I know we didn't post this live before. I didn't really promote the live, so there are not a ton of people on here. But I also know that Jordan and I haven't been doing videos regularly. You guys might think like I don't know what y'all think, but like we've been working. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, and like we're slowly putting stuff together, but we're working. So the couple questions we have, guys, smash the like button. Look at it in the description for the free trial to OA Genius. Please, I'm not part of the OA Genius team. I just use the software and I like it, right? If you get the free trial, please use it every single day that it's free, because that is my opinion. Because people take for granted what a free trial is, and it takes time. If you're not used to drop shipping, it would take time for you to see the value, and it'll take time for you to be efficient at using the software and to see the actual value and the actual time saving that you get from the software. I would encourage you guys, as soon as you get the free trial, use the software every single day during the free trial.
I
All right.
mean, it's free money. You'll be finding it'd be hard for you not to find 20 opportunities in like an hour or two, or on Walmart for sure. So yeah, that's essentially free money.
Yeah, because I did a live a couple days ago showing how to make like $8,000 profit a month or something, just based on the working backwards from the product research.
Yep.
And like 20 minutes, like I found multiple items that was selling more than $100,000 a month on Amazon with more than 20% margins on Walmart, right? So like, guys, the opportunity to find higher margins, high volume selling items at Walmart is very, very good right now. And that opportunity, in my opinion, will last a relatively long time because of how hard it is, the barrier to entry to get on the Walmart Marketplace as opposed to Amazon. And I have a video that I'm going to do a live. I think I do tomorrow about Amazon. But we'll talk about. I don't want to start a conversation now.
Like a bit of barrier to using the product sourcing tool for the time being, which I'm not ecstatic about, but we are changing it. It's just going to take another couple of weeks. The barrier is that you need you need Amazon credentials to actually use the.
Yeah. And y'all are changing that?
Yeah, we're gonna change it out. It's just it won't be required. It'll just be a little bit more expensive if you don't have them. So you do have an added benefit of like running both an Amazon and a Walmart store.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, just marginally more expensive. But yeah, for now, I mean, that's a barrier to somebody who wants to do product research just for Walmart, but doesn't have an Amazon store. So I don't know, maybe find a friend that has an Amazon store or something like that.
Yeah, because it doesn't affect the Amazon store. Like
it doesn't affect the Amazon store. It just uses the creds to find the matches, and so that's why we need those APIs. So the matching of the Walmart item to the Amazon item.
Okay. All right, guys. So smash the like button. So let's just go into the question and answers. Put in your questions. Jordan and I have a lot of work to get to, but let's go through it. So I'm gonna go through one by one. What am I seeing here? What's up? Sorry.
Everything is good.
Yeah, everything is good. We're working really hard. He said I'm waiting on. Okay, let's go this. Do you know Andrew? Andrew comments.
Yeah.
He uses OA Genius a lot.
He's the man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's doing pretty well with it.
Well, he just said $1 million is pretty easy with OA Genius and Gravity. It's actually harder to manage your credit cards and metrics. What do
Yeah.
you want to comment on that, if you don't mind? What when he said, I mean, in my opinion, $1 million is relatively easy once you have everything in order. But why you said what challenges would you say would come out managing the credit cards in particular? We'll get to the metrics after. I think less people talk about that. Less people talk about managing credit online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that a question for me?
Yeah, like what are your
Yeah. So for sure, the whole credit thing is could be an issue. Hopefully, you guys have been starting to build up credit over the last few years or more. The younger you are, I guess, the closer to the first credit card that you've ever had, the harder it is for you to get bigger lines of credit. So you would either need credit or cash to run the business.
Right, because you get paid every 2 weeks.
Since you're getting paid every 2 weeks, right? So if you wanted to sell, $80K a month, you needed to buy like, 80,000 times let's say 0.6, you'd probably have to buy like 45-ish K, in inventory for the month, and divide that by 2, it's like 20. So you need like a credit line or cash hybrid of like 20 to 25,000. That gets replenished every 2 weeks, and you get paid out, and obviously that builds and stacks. But you'd be looking for something like that. So between 1 or 2 or 3 credit cards and some cash, you need about that to do $1 million a year in business. But again, you don't start there, right? Like
a little less on Walmart because of the profit margin, by the way. The numbers you're talking about is on Amazon. When I looked at Walmart, it was remember, I'm like this one account that we hit 35%. It was me like testing and doing some stuff, and at 35%, you might need like 10. You know what I mean? Like 10,000.
Yeah. So just to comment on what Andrew's saying, yeah, like the biggest problem is some of these credit cards, even though they're business credit cards, they still like the average amount outstanding, like outstanding balance, is a big credit factor and risk. So like if you have greater than like 20 or 25% credit outstanding,
right,
and then start to like ding your score like pretty heavily. So like Andrew's saying in one of the newer comments, he was paying down credit cards every day just to free up balance. And I assume that that's 2 reasons. One, so that he doesn't get stopped out because he can't purchase anymore. And the second is to keep those credit limits below the credit usage, so that you don't get, your score doesn't start to get hit. But again, it's a work in progress, a build in progress. As you stack up more cash every month, you can continue rolling it in if you're not living off of it. And there are other ways. Mark has.
But that's something you just said is very important. You just said if you're not living off of it, right?
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to get into this Walmart dropshipping business and you don't have a lot of money, my advice would be not to take any money out of this business for a few months.
Yeah.
It is a small sacrifice to compound and grow and then have cash flow to live off of it.
Yeah, you need like in the beginning, if you're planning to live off this business, it would be pretty difficult because you'll be choking the business in terms of like cash and credit. I strongly recommend having another income, having a regular, like a paid job. That's part-time or full-time to keep you afloat in the beginning, for sure. And when you see that the income starts rolling in and you can manage without it and you want to start taking some profits, you could. My goal was always to live off of the cash back.
Okay.
Back and not touch any money in the account. As you can imagine, the cash back adds up pretty quickly. If you live quasi frugally, then you could totally do it. Just the cash back from the credit cards on 100K in purchasing is $2,000.
Yeah.
200K in purchasing is $4,000. That's without any cash back from any other, from any of the sources, Be Frugal, Ebates, or any of the rest.
That's just the credit cards. So smash the like button for cashback.
Exactly.
All right. And he said, need to try OAG. That's up to now. We're doing everything manually.
Yeah.
So listen.
You do need to. For Walmart and for Amazon, we're cranking along. I mean, we're in a private beta still for the Walmart. But if you message us, you'll likely get in within the week. We have a lot of accounts on already, a lot that are working really well. I'm getting very, very positive feedback. I have, I actually, just while we're on this call, I got a message that I saw on the side of my screen that said that it's working amazing for them and everything's great. And like just people who are using Sage for Amazon selling. But yeah, I mean, like manually is only going to take you so far.
And there's a lot of holes for errors, because when you're talking about a lot of orders, taxes, calculating profits, dealing with credit card, cashback, just setting up yourself, it's limited, because it's going to be very difficult to get up to selling $80,000 a month without making a lot of errors and maintain that for the long term. So although in the beginning you might want to save money or spend less money to do it manually,
that's fine.
You're setting up yourself for a lot of problems, in my opinion. So you should just, in my opinion, just invest and try to be as efficient as possibly from the beginning. It's cash flow, guys. Like, this is not, your investment in this business model is very limited. You're not buying stock. You don't need to get a PhD. Like
and the beta is free for now. So I mean, like the sooner you get in and working it and stuff like that, like the longer you'll have it for free. So that's pretty cool. Let's take the next question.
Yeah, so Bobby said, I'm excited Walmart Dropshippers waiting for my account. Yeah, but Bobby, I just came from the office and your name is up on the board. I'm not gonna tell you I know Bobby, and he's been in Nicaragua before. I know Bobby personally. And he was in one of my first inner circles. So yeah, Bobby, when we get you approved and when you start selling, I wanna have you on the channel.
That sounds great.
All right. Mark, any tip for lag time? Tried, but couldn't do 2 days lag time. So there's one way to kind of manually kind of do it in the back office by blaming it on COVID. And so like, I haven't tried it in the past week, but I know I tried like a month and a half ago and it worked. But it's a very time consuming, weird process.
What's the new process?
Huh?
What's the new process?
No, the new process is with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So if you use OAG Sage, then we can set lag times greater than 2 days for you.
Right, without saying anything else.
You don't have to ask anybody for permission to do that. We will just set it for you on the listing at the time of listing your product. So there's a solution for you. In addition to any of the manual stuff that you're doing, you could totally.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
You can win in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, and I guess that's the comment. That's the comment you talked about with Andrew.
That's right. Yep.
And Bobby said to smash the like button. So guys, if you guys have a Walmart account already, it would be advantageous for you to go into the description and try out OA Genius, Gravity for product research, and then reach out to OA Genius to get Sage as a beta tester. Do you all have an estimated date of when the full platform will be available to the public? Sure.
So I think I think up until we get the billing system in place, we'll just call it like an early access beta. I think we're past like the true beta right now.
Okay.
We've been in it for like 2.5, 3 weeks. System's running really well. Just some really good positive feedback, and it's like core functionality is all there. Inventory, price, and order management is there. So now we're working on like additional functions and features, in addition to like working out the billing system. So I don't know, probably like you guys probably got like another 3-4 weeks of it being completely free and taking feedback and stuff like that. At least 3-4 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. And guys, if you want, again, I don't know if we are going to get to you guys who want us to. We've gotten like 4 or 5 approvals yesterday for some Walmart clients, and I'll post those in the group, and we'll post some more to come out today. So there's a link in the description to WM Passive where we can apply for an account for you. Again, I don't want, like, we have a lot of people backed up. When we get the application, there's some people who already have LLCs who already have done, like, may have done some or not. Some of those people we reach out to before others just because it'll take a lot less work. But if you guys want us to open a Walmart account for you, there's a link in the description to that. If we don't get to you by the time, like, we have another faster solution that's coming up pretty soon. I'm not going to talk about, but if we don't get to you soon, that application will still be valuable because you'll be one of the first people to get the other solution that we have for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. These accounts seem like gold these days, or I should say Bitcoin.
Right? Because,
yeah, I mean, like having an account and just being able to sell on it is an opportunity in itself. I mean, like, you know, it's $100,000. You know, it's $100,000 at probably like selling $750K a year or less.
right.
You know, $600K on Walmart, something like that. So it's a huge opportunity. I mean, like whatever you're doing to get people onto Walmart right now is really working, and it's just totally worthwhile.
But the reason why people are like, why do people pay to get it and all that stuff? Like, there's a number of different things you need to get approved. And the interesting thing is, part of the process runs through a computer, and part of the process is through like actual humans going through the application, right? So what we're noticing is that, like, our process goes through like a ton of different points that we need to cover to get approved. And like, one example, we're live here. One of the reasons when we started taking the application, right, we told clients anywhere from like 2 weeks to up to 3 months. And the reason why we said that is because sometimes it'll take 5 days, but because this is something new, you never know what would happen. So about about 2 weeks ago, right? A friend of mine he didn't go through us. His application was denied. And he was trying to figure out why he was denied, right? And then from some sort of communication with Walmart, he was like, he thinks, like, there's no way to know this 100%. But he thinks that the reason why he got denied is because the phone number he had was a Google Voice number, right? So, and it wasn't registered in 411 and all that stuff. And this is just one example of why this is a kind of like a laboratory testing, why we do all this stuff. So, like, at that point, when we got our information, we had like 7 applications to put in that day. And I literally was like, guys, stop. Don't send anything else. Let's test something. We sent in an application with a Google Voice number, and it still worked. But just to be like super like cautious, some of the other applications, I added 1-800 numbers. We made sure it was registered in different 411 directories. We made sure they will show up in the Google. When you search for a corporation, you know, there's a little box on the right that shows the number registered to that corporation. You don't generally want to use a personal phone number attached to an individual as a business address, as a business phone number. That number needs to be on the website. And there's some people who are going to get approved with home addresses and with certain things that don't line up, but it's still not a guarantee approval. So like, there's one kid who applied for, he's like one of the kids I had on the channel, I think last week. One of his accounts got approved, and then one of his accounts got denied, right? And he was like, yeah, why? He was asking for like a discount. I was like, dude, like, it is work. Like, sometimes you could get approved by cutting corners. But Walmart is doing, it's almost like underwriting of like a bank. They're making sure that the business is relatively established. Like, they're putting you in a marketplace to take advantage of millions or billions of dollars in sales. There's little control after you get on the marketplace for the most part. So they have to do underwriting before they let you on the platform.
Yeah. Yep.
And the opportunity is actually pretty insane. Like, every time I get a sale over 20, 30%, I'm still mind blown. Like, this is still not normal to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the internet. So as you guys see, like we talked about at wmpassive.com, Andrew has a question. do you plan on adding other sources for Walmart Marketplace? I
Yep.
guess you could talk about when he says other sources, what source you have now, and then what are your thoughts on adding the other sources? If there's something you can talk about now.
Right now, the true winner is Amazon. That's what everybody's sort of asking for. But it will not be long before we start adding, let's say 90% or 100% of all other sources that Sage for Amazon supports right now.
Right. So that is.
So that is probably starting with, Home Depot, Private Cost, Bed Bath and Beyond, Overstock, Sam's Club. I would say Walmart, but you're selling on Walmart, although that probably is going to be a thing eventually too. All of them. Yeah. So the answer, Andrew, is yes. We do plan on doing it, and we plan on doing it soon. Soon after we get the billing system in, and we come out of beta, we will, those will be our next sort of things on the agenda, is to expand the offerings.
All right, so I'm going to share a comment. So someone said he paid $600 for Amazon automation, right? To me. So let me explain something. What would have happened is most likely you worked with one of my VA guys and they worked with you directly. I have never charged $600 for Amazon automation service. That seems bizarre, but email guy, hit me a message on the comment on any video with your email, and I'll reach out to you, because you should never be paying $600 for, like, that is crazy. Like, that's a waste of my time. So no, email guy, either send me an email or go to wmpassive.com and go in a live chat. We have a live chat for customer service now. And smash the like button and come with the questions. Actually, I don't have much longer. I need to get back to it. I didn't realize we were on this for so long. It's almost 1 o'clock.
We're almost through the hour.
You up for this again on Friday? Would you have the numbers to do it on Friday?
I could. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Email guy said he made a partial payment. Charlie, if you're watching this, reach out to him and figure out what the deal is. And as I said, Mark will be here live every day. And I want to talk about, I just want to mention one other thing. This idea of like a personal brand and running a business is a weird thing, right? Because a lot of you guys see me on YouTube. Like, I had a comment yesterday. He's like, Mark, you do a lot of YouTube videos, and like, why are you not opening my Walmart account? There's a business involved behind the Mark Stro and Mark Augustine and guys in the office that take care of a lot of that stuff. And what I've noticed is that this idea of a personal brand is a very weird
it's just
a weird line.
You have to differentiate between the two, right? I mean, just because I'm not sitting behind my computer right now doesn't mean that your prices aren't repricing and your inventory isn't moving, and there's not a whole bunch of people working on new features and keeping current features stable. I mean, like, that's how we build out our teams. The same reason you're paying either of us to do things for you is the same reason why we pay other people to help us to get all those things done. It's just because there's not enough hours in the day, and you need help from experts to actually get all those things done. And so that's
and it's kind of expected, because if you think about, like, YouTube, it's mostly filled with YouTubers, right? And like coming from a place where, like, most people monetize their YouTube channel with courses, you generally don't need a team to deliver videos after it's purchased. Gotcha. So I think that's where a lot of the like stuff comes in.
Yeah.
So the email guy, as I said, send the email to there. If you said you made a partial payment, I could see where that matters would have come in. So just send the email, and one of the guys will get to you within like 20 minutes. We've hired like 2 or 3 new, like, just for customer service. So I noticed that you guys really I want to step my customer service game up. We actually have different metrics on a weekly basis, so I know that we're getting better. And I'll be live, like today alone, I go live on YouTube like 3 or 4 times. So I'll be here, and my guys will be taking care of you guys.
Yeah, that's a full-time job as it is.
Yep. So guys, smash the like button, look in the description for the free OA Genius trial. When you get the free trial, please use it every single day. Jordan, let's plan to do that live on Friday, you think, about the $1 million?
Yeah, either Friday or early next week would
But
be
give
good.
me, when we come off the live, give me a date so I can schedule it before. But basically, I want to go. But if you can just give me the numbers on how many users sold $1 million a year, how many sold 2.5, how many sold 5. We can have a conversation about what that looks like, and then the live after, maybe you could, if you could get one of the users to jump on, and we could have that conversation as well.
Absolutely, Mark. Also, if you can put the link to the sign up for the beta in the description at some point, that would be
okay. So send it to me. Send it to me in Slack right now. I will add it to this video and all the other videos that we do in the future. I'll add it to the description. So if you guys want to try OA Genius Sage beta, meaning that you're not for Walmart. So explain what they get. You let me not speak. Jordan, explain what the beta is, what they could expect.
Yeah. So basically, we're running. Let's call it 3 pieces of software right now. One is product research that incorporates both Amazon product research for selling on Amazon and Walmart product research for selling on Walmart. That's one piece of software. It's called Gravity, and that's already up and live on our website, oagenius.com, oagenius.com. And then we have a piece of software primarily focused on Amazon dropshipping. That means all the different sources as the retailers, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, Home Depot, etc., selling on Amazon.com. That's live in production, been running that way for 3+ years, and just thousands of sellers using that platform. And then there's the new platform, which is Sage for Walmart, and that's what we're accepting our beta users for. We're calling them beta still, even though it's probably at this point out of beta and in early access. But you'll have to request access to that platform. We'll approve you almost instantaneously, like I said, within a week if you apply. And that's selling on Walmart as a marketplace. So that's the one that's free for the time being, completely free. All that we ask for is your comments and your any bugs that you come across to be brought to our attention, and any feature requests to be brought up to our support. And and that's going to be free for like the next 3-4 weeks at least.
Okay, so guys, I'll put that link in the description.
Run an entire business on that.
Sweet. So I'll put the link in the description there, and any other video we do together, we'll add the link to the description. Any questions you guys have? Yeah, you just sent it, so I'll add that. I'll add it. Give me like 2 minutes, and I'll add it. So guys, like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you're watching this after we come off, comment in the comment section. Let us know how we can help you. In the description, there would be a link to the free trial for OA Genius Gravity. There'll be a link to the beta version of OA Genius for Walmart Sage, and there's a link for us to open your Walmart account and all that stuff. All right, guys, have a good one, guys. Thanks for your time, Jordan. What's that?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I look forward. Get me those numbers, and let's plan.
I have them. I just need to bring them to the next call. It's not a problem.